All right, here we go. Hold my banner. Oh, boy, talking banners right about now after that Game 2 loss, Game 2 beatdown loss. Let's call it what it is, 118-94 to the Cavs. My goodness gracious. Travis Thomas here with the walking, talking triple-double. Ountae Campbell balled out at Fresno State and UTEP. And, hold my banners, all things Celtics, all things NBA, all things pop culture. Game 2, yikes.
Yeah, it was scary, but we talked about it before. This Celtics team, we knew that they were going to have an off shooting night. They've been shooting too hot.
Yes.
This Cavaliers team got really hot last night, so, it is what it is, man.
Bro, I'm actually glad you said that because we correctly predicted what would happen in this series. And let's start there. We'll bring Ountae back for Wicked or Kick It, where we judge NBA player drip. But I want to start there. I'm so glad he said that because he and I both, coming into the series, said there's going to be a game or two where the Celtics don't shoot well and the Cavs do. It happens. We saw it happen against the Heat, and the Heat, without Jimmy Butler, were nowhere near as talented as the Cleveland Cavaliers. So here's where, even though I wasn't surprised, I guess, with a bad shooting night and the Cavs shooting the ball well and attacking the rim and doing all the things they did, and they deserve credit for Game 2. Here's where I was surprised, and I didn't see this coming. I did not see being down going into the fourth quarter at home, but it was it was close still, and Jayson Tatum not answering the bell. That's what I am surprised by. I did not see that coming. I mean, listen, no one has defended Jayson Tatum more than me all playoffs long. The Heat series, he did not shoot particularly well. People were getting at him. I said, hey, relax. He's not sulking. He's not pouting. He's not complaining. He's not taking jabs at people in the media or taking jabs at Joe Mazzulla for having no whiteboard game at all and drawing up plays. He's not doing any of that. And we see star players, not just the NBA, and all the sports, do things like that. And he wasn't. He was saying all the right things. He was being a leader. He was helping you win in other ways. Rebounds, facilitating. He was doing all the things right except scoring consistently. Wasn't shooting the ball well. And it didn't matter anyways because the Heat don't have the horses, especially without Jimmy Butler. And we saw that. They drubbed them except for one game where the Heat went outer body. We get that. Game 1 against the Cavs, I defended the guy again because the same thing happened. Didn't shoot the ball particularly well. Still helped you win in other ways, crash boards, facilitate, said all the right things post-game, and they drubbed the Cavs Game 1. What difference does it make? Here's where my defense stops. The Game 2, Jayson Tatum going missing in the fourth quarter really ticked me off because, bro, you are watching the Cavaliers star in Donovan Mitchell go off, own every moment, take every spotlight, particularly in the third quarter, but all game. Donovan Mitchell played out of his mind, and he has been all playoffs, particularly late in the series against the Magic, where he took that series over and closed them. What do we say about Jayson Tatum all the time? Can he close the show? Donovan Mitchell, I get it. First-round series. I'm not anointing this kid. I'm not saying it's the NBA Finals or he's the GOAT or the greatest at anything ever. I'm not saying that. But to his credit, because for years I said, free the guy. Get him out of Utah. He's never going to do anything there. Put him on a playoff team. Then I stopped defending him because last year against the Knicks, the Cavs got totally punked. And I'm like, well, okay, I guess I was wrong about Donovan Mitchell. It wasn't a change of scenery. He's just not who I thought he was. Well, the hell with that, because these playoffs, he's been dominant. He did close out the Magic. Yes, that's a young team, but they play real defense. They're talented. They were in that series and went 7 games. I mean, that's a coin flip situation. Donovan Mitchell closed them out. Game 2 against the Celtics. Oh, he closed them out all right. The numbers tell the story. 29 points, 10 of 19 from the floor, 5 of 7 from 3. And it was the moments. Again, going into that fourth, I said, put up or shut up time for Jayson Tatum. I mean, on a night when none of his ancillary pieces were really helping him out. I mean, we saw Derek White and we saw Jaylen Brown really carry the team in the Heat series, really carry the team in Game 1 against the Cavs. Well, I mean, at times, especially in the fourth, felt like those guys were just standing around kind of like, hey, bro, it's your turn. Here, do something. And he couldn't do it. Tatum, 25 points, but not efficient. 7 of 17 from the floor, 2 of 5 from 3. But when you needed to do it in the fourth quarter, where were you? Nowhere to be found. And then Joe Mazzulla yanks all of the players early in the fourth. Like, I get it. It's getting out of hand. You lose 118-94. It's clearly not close. But when you're up on teams, you leave all the stars in, right? And we're all screaming, what the hell are you doing? Why are you leaving the stars in this game? It's over. The team's not coming back. But all of a sudden, you're down and you yank all your stars. I found that interesting, too, because I say that to say, I wanted to see Tatum stay in the game. Hey, aren't you ticked off that you're down like this? Won't you attack the rim? Won't you be more? Look, I want you to have a worse shooting night if we're down by that much. You know why? Because I can live with you jacking up shots because you're ticked off and you're trying to shoot your team back into the game. Even if it doesn't happen, let me see the fight. Let me see you try. You're at home. You have an opportunity to take a commanding 2-0 series lead against a team that you are better than and that you should outclass. Instead, Tatum disappears on the bench before this game's over. Look, my prediction for Game 3 is pretty simple. I'm going to go with the Celtics here because they have the better team. But they could lose Game 3 or they could lose Game 4. My gut is the Cavs are going to get one of these games in Cleveland. And you know what? They should. They have the momentum. They're starting to believe. This wasn't a buzzer beater win in Game 2. I mean, they kicked the Celtics' ass. So if you're Cleveland and you're going back home, you should feel like, you know what? We got a shot here to get this done and shock the world. They won't. I don't believe they're good enough. I don't believe they have enough horses. Donovan Mitchell clearly is going to get his. That's obvious. But I don't think those other pieces are as good as the other pieces for the Celtics. The problem is your star, Jayson Tatum, is not consistently scoring right now. I don't know what the hell is going on with bro. I thought in the fourth quarter in Game 2 it would be his moment. I was wrong. So I'll officially go Celtics Game 3, but at some point, Cleveland's going to get one at home. I think we have a 6-game series, as I predicted before this. I said Celtics in 6. Right now, Cleveland's got to be feeling like we're going to push this to 7, and we may win this thing. I don't personally believe that, but certainly they have to be feeling that right now because they are relentless, and they are attacking that rim, and they're playing solid defense. Speaking of which, how about the Knicks? I mean, look, let me first just say, I was completely wrong. I will own it. On the last hole of my banner, I said I like the Pacers to win Game 2 and even the series up. A big reason why I said that was because I knew Troy Halliburton was not going to be as bad in Game 2 as he was in Game 1. I knew that. I was wrong because he was better, but his team is fugazi. They could not get a stop to save their arse. That team is so fraudulent, it's unbelievable. Even though he played better, it didn't matter because they can't stop anyone. Think about this. The Knicks have injuries all over the place, devastating injuries. Hell, Jalen Brunson got hurt in the game, stayed in it, but he clearly wasn't himself. My God, it didn't matter because the Pacers don't play any defense. Even with Halliburton playing better, it didn't matter. So screw them. I was wrong. They're frauds. Get them out of here. But the Knicks, I bring them up because if the Celtics handle their business against the Cavs like all of us think they will, even though they lost game 2. This Knicks team, I mean, they are relentless. They play defense. They play to the whistle. It's Villanova. They're a March Madness team in the NBA. They are going to give you hell every single night. So if you're not getting the offensive production from Jayson Tatum that you need, it's going to crush you against a team like the Knicks because they are coming at you every single second of the game from every angle. And Jalen Brunson, much like Donovan Mitchell, is their star who does the primary scoring. He's going to give you the business as well. So, again, kudos to Tyrese Halliburton for making me look right in that he played better in game 2 than he did game 1. But shame on you, Pacers, because you just have never you can't stop a nosebleed. You've never seen a defensive set that you're even interested in, let alone execute. I believe we're headed, and we all know it. We're destined. Boston, New York, Eastern Conference Finals. But right now, the way the Celtics are playing, for the first time, I'm a little bit nervous about that series. All I've done is talk trash about, the Knicks can't compete, please. Their fans are loud and obnoxious. All I've done is said, hey, you know what? I don't think the Knicks have the firepower to hang with the Celtics. I still believe that, but the way the Celtics are playing right now, they're in danger of an identity crisis. I mean, honestly, at some point, and I noticed it in the fourth quarter of game 2, that's why I keep harping on it. Guys are looking at Jayson Tatum like, go, bro. It's your turn. Let's go. We need you. You're at home. It's still a close game at that point. He didn't deliver. You do that against the Knicks? Good luck. Good luck with that. They could be in real trouble. There's an identity crisis here of, okay, Derek White's a role player. We get it. He's good, but he's a role player. Drew Holiday, champion. We get it. He's a role player. Kristaps Porzingis, oh, great. He'll be back. He's coming off of injury, and he doesn't create his own shot. Jaylen Brown, I can't even complain about the bad game he had in game 2 because he's carried you throughout the playoffs up into this point. So what are you really going to say? He had a bad shooting night. It happens. This is on Jayson Tatum, and this is why I say they're in danger of having an identity crisis because your best player at some point needs to show up in the moments that you need him to close out a game. You're at home. It's close. Fourth quarter, you just watched the other team's star go hard. Now it's your turn, and he came up short. Celtics must be careful here because when you get to the Knicks, you can't have this stuff happen. All right, let's bring them back. Ountae Campbell for Wicked or Kick It, where we judge NBA player drip. I'm sure you got a lot going for me, but I want to start with the rant that I just gave because I gave us props here. We correctly predicted this was going to happen at some point in the series. I don't know if we saw it happening in game 2 at home for the Celtics, but hey, it happened.
Yeah, it did, and it's because Donovan Mitchell is him. That's just the honest truth. He's him, and he's playing like it. He's beat up. He's playing hard. I just love to see that from him. I wish we could see that from Tatum, an inspired play, because right now it looks like he's just struggling to figure it out, honestly.
Right.
He doesn't know if he wants to shoot threes. He doesn't know if he wants to get to a rim. He needs to get back to being the guy that we saw that dunked on LeBron James when he was a rookie.
Right.
That's what the guy Boston misses, and that's the guy we need. But as you said about the Knicks really quickly as well, the Knicks got 6 guys, bro. They're not going to make this a series with the Celtics. Let's be realistic, all right? They're playing 6 guys. They're in dogfights every single night. They're going to be tired by the time they get to this series with the Celtics, so I'm not really too worried about them because of their own issues. The Celtics, now when we get to the finals, that's where I kind of have my issue. Now, talking about those Celtics players, and you talked a lot about this guy, Jayson Tatum, man.
Okay.
It's time to show off his fit for Wicked or Kick It. What do you think of this one, man?
You know what? I like this outfit more than his game in game 2, particularly that fourth quarter. In fact, Greg, if we could get a zoom in of Jayson Tatum's face. So if you notice here, the look that he has in this picture, Ountae, tells me, it says it all. It says, you know what? Game 2 at home, I got a chance. I got a chance here. I'm watching Donovan Mitchell go off. It's my time. Nope. Side eye. Side eye. I'm not going to show up at all. But the fit is wicked. But that's the problem with Jayson Tatum. Bro, you're always sharp, man. I love the drip. You're always dressed. I mean, the shape up, Tay. Oh, my God.
It's always on point.
Flawless, dog. Yeah. Flawless. That's a problem. Bruh, like, I mean, I need you to can we get a bloody nose? Can we get a little, you know what I mean? Like, show up. I want the side eye, though. Show up in a hoodie once in a while with the hood on. Yeah. We can't even see your face. You got it on like the Dark Knight or something. Like, I mean, look, I'll go wicked here because I do like the fit, right? Yeah. It's very Celtic. But, man, I just want to kick it for Game 2 performance from Jayson Tatum. Is that fair, Tay? Am I being fair or am I being a hater?
You're being fair. I would agree. I think he needs to come into the next game with that just Aubrey meet the Grams, Kendrick Lamar energy, like just eerie vibes where I'm like scared, you know what I mean, when he walks in, the way he looks.
He's never done that, Tay.
Yeah.
Even with his game, he's never done it.
I think it is a little corny to wear the black, you know, like black for the funeral when it's a closeout game type situation.
Facts.
But he needs it. He needs to just come in. He needs to listen to whatever like St. Louis rapper that he listens to that's just like tough and says the craziest things about his hood.
Tay, we don't have that. We don't have that. You have Nelly or Sexy Red. Like you're not.
All right, well then
you're
Nelly.
not gonna.
Well then Nelly. All right, that's what he needs. All right, I don't know. He needs to tap in to his hometown and go back to the young Jayson Tatum. That was a killer. I
know,
but I like this fit. Okay,
yeah.
I love the pattern on the shoes. Those are fly. He's even got the scrunch socks as well.
Yeah, I like the fit.
I like that. I like the shorts. The Nike jacket, he's always putting on for his brand, you know, Nike Jordan dude. So it's a great fit. I'm going to go wicked on this fit as well.
You know what, Tay? I just thought about this.
Yeah.
As you were saying, like the young Jayson Tatum that dunked on LeBron and screamed on him too, right?
Yeah.
When he dunked on him. Have you ever seen Jayson Tatum throw a clipboard or like flip a chair, or you know how Steph will take his mouthpiece and chuck it?
Yeah.
I don't get. And now here's the thing. I want to be fair too, because it's not his personality. He's quiet. But I just want to see some fire. Like once, just one time, bro. Like instead, I get side eye.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, bro. Like get ticked off and just cuss someone out.
Yeah.
Or point your. I'll take a finger point. Give me a stern finger point at somebody. Right. I haven't seen it, man. And you know what, Ountae, at this point, I'm done waiting for it. It's not going to happen. It's just not who he is. It's not who he is, Ountae.
Yeah, I would love to see JB like pull him to the side. You know how every championship team has that one moment in the playoffs where they're kind of yelling at each other, but it's not yelling. It's just like excitement. Yes. And it's like, hey, we got to get this done. I wish JB would do that where he just like – how Kobe just kind of punched Powell in the chest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just be like, yo, shake out of it. Like, we need you. You're the best player in the world.
Right.
Like, let's go type of situation. But, all right, too much talking about Tatum. Let's talk about Caris LeVert now. His opponent. What do you think about his fit?
I like this outfit. This is simple. So this is, even though I gave a wicket to Jayson Tatum's, I wouldn't personally wear that, what Tatum had on. I would wear what Caris LeVert has on here. Yeah. This is more my speed. Simple jeans, not too baggy, not damn skinny jeans either. A nice, simple white shirt, white sweater. Mm-hmm. Simple. The hat, the shoes, it all color coordinates. The bag.
Yep.
I like all of it. Even his headphones match the outfit. This is simple. This is my style. This is what I like, Ountae. I don't like flash. I also don't like being too dressed down. Like, I don't like when guys show up, looking like they're going to a cookout either. Mm-hmm. But I understand, like, you don't have to show up in a suit.
Yep.
To me, honestly, this outfit says grown up. He's a grown up. He looks like a grown up going to work to do what he loves to do. Caris LeVert, I'm going wicked here. because this is an outfit I would absolutely wear. I like this outfit, Tay. It's simple.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm going to have to add this to my closet. But, I'm going to go Wicked. But I got eerie vibes again on this episode.
What do you mean?
I get those goosebumps every time.
Oh, God.
It looks like a Travis Scott, like young Travis Scott fit.
What's wrong with that?
No, it's good. I like it.
All right.
It's wicked. You know what I'm saying? He's got the Travis Scotts on his feet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's got the AirPods Max in his hand and like the crossbody bag, like you said.
Yeah.
I love it, man. It's a nice, simple fit.
It's classy.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to tell if he's just hanging out with the boys or, walking into an NBA game. So
Facts.
I like this one a lot. I'm going Wicked on this one as well.
Yeah.
But I need you to help me out and talk about this fit, man. What do you think about SGA's fit from game, what is it, 2?
Oh, God.
Yeah, game 2 last night, man. What do you think of this one?
By the way, I want to say I like Karis LeVert's game, too.
Yeah.
This is stupid. I mean, the best thing in this is the G-Wagon next to him because this outfit is trash.
Get him, Trav.
These pants look like astronaut pants. Like what are you gonna jump on? You gonna jump on a Elon Musk rocket ship to space? I mean, what the hell is this? Are you playing a basketball game? Or are you making one giant leap for mankind? Like, what is this? What in the Buzz Lightyear are these? What is going on? And then the coat. I mean, look, even the coat's too big. I feel like he's like a fashionista. People say his fashion. See, this is the stuff I don't like, Tay. I'm kicking this all the way to the moon because this is the stuff I don't like. Like, it's too much.
Yeah.
Why are your pants that baggy? Why is the coat that baggy? If you didn't know, go back, Greg. Go back to the shot you just have. If you didn't know this guy was an NBA player, and I just showed you this picture, you'd say, that is the fattest, skinniest man I've ever seen. Because his G-damn clothes are so baggy, the brother looks frumpy. Yeah. But he's not. He's an elite athlete. But you can't tell because his clothes are XXXXX large. Like, what are we doing here, bro? Like, come on, man, SGA, man. Best thing in this picture is a G-Wagon. That I will take. But you could keep them astronaut pants. Go return them to NASA where you got them from.
Oh, man.
Kick it to the moon.
This is a rare episode for us, Travis.
We agree.
We're agreeing on all 3 of these.
Thank you.
This is a kick it, bro. I think this, he has some stuff that he wanted to wear to the Met Gala, and because he couldn't go, because he's actually in the playoffs this year, he just decided to wear them before games. He had that peanut butter fit on for game 1.
I'm shocked you didn't go that picture. I knew for sure. Look, he looked like a Werther's original.
Like, oh, my gosh.
I thought for sure you were going to go that picture, but then instead you throw me a curveball here and you give me Moon Man instead. Yeah. I don't like this either. I'm kicking all up. Look at this. He's got 7 knees. Like, what is going on? Is this Professor Clump from The Nutty Professor? Oh, no, it's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, the guy who should have won MVP. It's just unbelievable.
It's food week for him. You know what I mean? So you had peanut butter on game 1. Game 2, he looks like a Stay Puft Marshmallow. You know what I'm saying? Or the Michelin Man. I mean, I don't know. Either one. I don't know what you want to do here, but he's usually great with the fits. But, yeah, this is the ultimate kick it.
Ugly as hell, man. All right, let's get to NBA coaching news and notes here. So, first of all, congratulations are in order for Celtics assistant Charles Lee, who gets the Hornets head coaching job. You know, I look at this, Ountae, as obviously great news for Charles Lee.
Yep.
And great news for the Hornets because they are a mess, right?
Yeah.
They're a bleeping mess. So it's a good marriage in the sense that he gets an opportunity, and also he is literally starting from the bottom with that team because they're awful. Yeah. So it's a good matchup there. But I think it's bad for Joe Mazzulla because if you look at Joe Mazzulla's coaching staff, by design, he has tremendous assistants. And obviously that's on purpose because he's still green, pun intended, learning on the job.
Yep.
But now with success, Ountae, this starts to happen to these coaches. We see this in the NFL too. The Eagles come to top of mind. Nick Sirianni, who everyone loved, you know, they barely lose the Super Bowl. But then what happens, his assistants start getting head coaching jobs. And now all of a sudden, the Eagles struggle. He's on the hot seat.
Right.
So I look at this like, man, I think a lot of these guys are going to get looks. I wouldn't be shocked if Sam Cassell's name starts popping up for some of these gigs. It almost feels overdue for him to get an opportunity.
Yeah.
And then as the years go on, is Joe Mazzulla going to up his game as a head coach, or is he going to get exposed as he starts losing assistants to other jobs? So obviously, it's great news for Charles Lee.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to be tough for Joe Mazzulla as time goes on.
Yeah, I could see that. I agree. I think Charles Lee is going to be a great head coach, and obviously he's been great with this team. No question about that. He also won a championship in 2021 with the Bucks as well, so he has that championship pedigree. So I think he's going to do a fantastic job. I think Mazzulla will end up figuring it out. I think the best thing for Charles Lee is once he wins this championship with the Celtics, hopefully, obviously, I want to see him kind of build up that defense. The Celtics have been a great defensive team. The Bucks were also a great defensive team that he was a part of. The Charlotte Hornets are 29th. In defense this past year. So they need a lot of help in that area. They don't need too much help scoring the ball. Well, they probably do, honestly. I lied a little bit there. They probably do need help scoring.
They need everything.
They need everything. But hopefully he can really help them out defensively because as we see in these playoffs, the defense wins championships.
Right. No, it's a fair point. All right, so how about this? Suns fire Frank Vogel. They blame him for all their problems, even though the damn front office is the problem there. Mike Budenholzer is the favorite to land the job. So let's go two-piece and a biscuit here. First of all, Frank Vogel is a scapegoat. I get it. You got to make a change.
Yeah.
But I think everybody should be fired.
Yeah.
I mean, they put all their eggs in the Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker basket. And it didn't work. And it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And not only did it not work, Ountae, it didn't work to the point where it's obvious it's not going to happen. It's not going to work. And listen, I think Vogel was a scapegoat for this, and I get it, someone had to go, but I think more people should have been behind him. It should have been a single foul line. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you situation.
Yep.
Because the front office put them in this position. You can't fire the owner, so that is what it is. But the front office enabled the owner to do all this and put all these eggs in the basket and say, yes, this is a good move. And it didn't work. And it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest with you. I think, this is my gut feeling, Budenholzer gets this job, and I think they're going to run it back. I really do. I don't think they're going to blow it up, Ountae. I think they're going to run it back with Budenholzer. And guess what? It's going to be the same damn result. So then what are you going to do? Are you going to blame him? Or are you going to fire the people that need to be fired, who should have gone with Vogel, in my opinion?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I wish I was Frank Vogel right now. You know why?
Why?
I'd be popping champagne because, one, I got fired in year one, and I don't have to deal with the stress anymore on a 4 or 5 year deal. And you got to pay me.
Right.
Pay me.
And he has a ring.
To not deal with this terribly built team.
Yep.
I would love to sit back and get paid for that. And then on top of that, he's going to go be an assistant probably somewhere else because he is a good coach who just recently won a championship in 2020.
That's right.
So, I'm so excited to be Frank Vogel. I wish I could be him right now. I would take that job any day. And if I'm Mike Bud, I'd be running away from it. No.
Oh, you wouldn't take it?
No. Heck no.
Okay, but so then we're going to talk about the Lakers here in a minute. But what are you going to do? Sit out? I mean, you got to take a job. Would you? Let me ask you this, point blank, because we're going to talk about J.J. Redick for the Lakers gig here. But let me ask you this while we're on Mike Budenholzer. Would you rather have the Suns or the Lakers gig?
Ooh.
Right? Because, look, you got to take a job, right?
Neither are good.
Neither are good, but I would argue I think the Lakers is a better situation simply because you at least know what you're getting. Yeah, LeBron at this stage of his career, it's the back nine for him, right? Yeah. I mean, maybe less. I mean, he's on the final few holes of 18, right? But he's still productive. I feel like Budenholzer has enough clout or cachet to sort of, not put LeBron in his place, but LeBron can't just walk all over him. I think there's going to be a certain reverence, a certain respect there. So that could work. That's not going to be a strenuous relationship like it was with Darvin Ham, who was a new guy. LeBron walks all over him.
Yeah.
And we saw that in huddles. Anthony Davis, you can't count on him, but he's still a really high end. I think he's a great defensive player.
Yep.
And there's certain nights he can take over offensively. They have the role players in place. I think their issue is just dealing with the reality of we cannot beat the Nuggets and the Timberwolves at this point. I think we can all agree on that. So that team has a certain ceiling, it feels like. The Suns are a mess, Ountae. Do you blow it up?
Yeah.
Do you run it back, which I think they are, but you're still not going to win anything? I think I'd rather coach the Lakers.
Yeah, I disagree with you on one thing. I don't think the Suns should run it back or run it back. I think they should
blow it up?
I think there should be no question that they should blow it up. These guys are clearly upset. We saw what happened in Brooklyn when they tried to run it back, even though these guys were upset with Kevin Durant. And they lost, and then they ended up having to trade the guys all at the deadline,
right?
When they were nervous. So, do it now in the summer when everybody can, give their best shot at you and you can get the most out of these guys.
Yeah.
But, it's time to blow it up. It sucks that Brad has a no-trade clause, but if you get rid of Bill and if you get rid of Booker and Durant, he's obviously going to want to leave. So, yeah, blow it up, and then I would take the Suns' job if I was Bud, because then I would be able to mold my team the way I want to.
Oh, that's gross. All right, JJ Redick, possible Lakers head coach. You and I, we both like JJ Redick as a personality. I didn't love him at Duke, obviously, but I did respect him as a player. I just don't know. I just talked about this.
Yeah.
LeBron with green coaches is overpowering.
Yeah.
And I just, him and JJ Redick too are buddy. That I'm gonna be honest, Tay, that feels like a disaster waiting to happen. Now, if JJ Redick, remember, it was rumored, I believe he interviewed for the Hornets gig.
Yep.
That's a different situation because you go in there, you're green, the team's green, you can grow together.
Yep.
I think there's room for growth. The Lakers have to win now. And
100%.
Why would you put J.J. Redick in that position? I don't know. Maybe you feel differently, but I got to be honest. It feels like a train wreck in waiting if J.J. Redick ends up being the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, I would agree. The Lakers need a championship pedigree coach right now.
Right.
And J.J. Redick is not that. I think he'll be a successful coach in the NBA because guys like him, and he has a lot of knowledge about the game, so there's no question about that down the road. But as we talk about the near future, I don't think he's ready to coach this team. Also, you hear Byron Scott saying things like, oh, LeBron should coach this team. That doesn't help J.J. Redick's case in this sense. So I would say for him to avoid Lakerland with all the pressure, all the media, as your first-time gig with a person that people consider to be the GOAT,
right?
I would avoid that at all costs. So, yeah, I'm with you. JJ, please run away from that call from Rob Pelinka. Yeah,
it's not even the Lakers' job per se. It's the timing.
Yeah.
If JJ Redick is your coach post-LeBron era,
100%.
Great for the rebuild and the reset of the franchise.
Situation.
Right. But to bring him in there now at the end of LeBron's tenure with that sense of urgency, it's a recipe for disaster. For all the latest on everything Boston sports and pop culture, roll with us on Boston has entered the chat. For the full episode, check it out on YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcasts. All right, how about this? So you have to explain this to me. I saw, was it an anonymous coach say that Mavs players allegedly feel relieved when Luka goes to the bench? I mean, are you kidding me? I caught the tail end of it. And then I did see Markieff Morris come out and say exactly what I'm thinking, which is cap. This is cap. I mean, we're trying to win a chip. Go ahead with this foolishness. He's right. Look, here's the thing. I think it's cap too. But I will say this. Not everybody likes everybody. I get it. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. But, Ountae, I mean, the nerve. If anyone has the nerve to fix their mouth on that team to say anything bad about Luka,
Yeah.
I mean, they need to be drug tested because the guy is doing everything. Outside of Kyrie, no one else is doing anything. So how dare you, if you are anonymously saying to coaches, man, we're so happy when he goes to the bench. Screw you. What are you doing when he goes to the bench? Not a G-damn thing. That's what you're doing. So outside of Kyrie, I don't want to hear anyone say anything from that organization about Luka other than thank you.
Yeah.
Right?
I would agree. I don't think it was a coach from the Mavericks who ended up saying this, just a coach around the league. So I don't think, obviously they would say anything like that to break up the team chemistry during a playoff run.
Right.
You might hear something about that after a season from a guy who's on the
But you shouldn't. Is my point.
You shouldn't. And I don't even think a coach in the NBA who's not a part of the Mavericks organization should be saying anything about
Right.
it. Look, my thing is nobody was complaining about the way Luka was playing when these dudes were rolling guys 2 months ago. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Now all of a sudden they struggle in one game.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, is Luka to blame, blah, blah, blah. This Thunder team is good. So I don't want to hear anything about Luka and guys being upset with the way he plays. They had a game one stinker, just like how the Cavs had a game one stinker.
Right.
They have the opportunity to win more games in this series. So, it is what it is. Just be quiet.
Okay, now, where I defend Luka, I'm also going to take a cheap shot here. Luka's a little bit banged up, and Ountae, that's what happens when you actually play defense. How could you say that after defending Luka and then taking a shot? I'm just saying, when you play defense, you get a little bit of bumps and bruises, and all of a sudden now Luka's banged up. So it is what it is. All right, let's predict Nuggets T-Wolves game 3. It's in Minnie.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I'm still in shock, I think, of the game 2 win. Like game 1, okay. Anthony Edwards playing well. I get it. And I remember telling you, I love the Nuggets to come back. Championship pedigree. I was saying all kinds of stuff. Said it with my chest out, Ountae. Championship pedigree. They're going to answer the bell and blah, blah, blah. And they got smoked.
Sure did.
And you told me, quote, it's over. This series is over. So I'm having a tough time here believing that the Nuggets are going to go on the road and get this done. I think this is if I'm betting this, Ountae, it's a stay away spot. I wouldn't bet it because I just don't know what the hell to think. I'm going to go back to the well that the Nuggets, I'm just not going to say it with the bass in my voice anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go back to the well that the Nuggets, gosh darn, figure this out and get a win in the series. I don't know. Look, I don't, you may be right that the series is over.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I cannot see a sweep or like a 5 games. Can you? Am I just blinded by the championship here?
No, I think you're right. I think we still have 6. I think the Nuggets get the win in game 3.
Okay.
I think Jokic and Murray honestly play better. But as I've told you off air before, distractions start to catch up to your team.
Yeah.
And all of this MPJ, the Porter Jr. family.
Right.
Issues, it's going to catch up to the Nuggets.
Right.
He's a part of their team just like anybody else.
Yeah.
So eventually the buck is going to stop, and I think the buck is stopping now. I think this young team with Anthony Edwards leading them is ready to win. And a lot of guys are pegging them to win the championship.
Sure.
And I feel like they're punking dudes. And right now they're punking the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets respond to that in game 3, but ultimately lose this series.
Bro, you talk about the Porter family being a distraction. How about Jamal Murray throwing that stupid tantrum and throwing stuff onto the court? He's lucky he wasn't suspended. A lot of people thought he should have been. I was fine with the fine. Come on, don't suspend the guy. And now the series is really over, right? So if anything, I'll be honest. I want to see my champions in whatever sport with their backs to the wall.
Yep.
Let's see you come out swinging. Yeah, you won it last year, great. But that's why greatness is so fleeting, Ountae. It's so hard to have dynasties. And these great players like Michael Jordan never losing in the finals is absurd, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The excellence of a Tom Brady, Bill Belichick for 20 years is absurd.
Yeah.
This stuff is hard. What the Chiefs are doing right now, it's hard. And look, I'm guilty of it. I thought the Nuggets were the new dynasty. I mean, Jokic isn't going anywhere. We'll talk about him in a minute. But, I just felt like, hey, here we go. It's their time. So I want to see them tested. I like that they're down 2-0. Let's see how they respond to that, bro. Look, did you have a problem with Jokic winning the MVP, by the way?
Look, I did. I didn't really think it was that big of a news story. I think where the news story is by how much he won it by.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? He won it going away. And I think that's disrespectful to SGA having the best record in the West and having the year that he had. We saw the fits that he had earlier, and those weren't great. But his play has been, you know what I'm saying? Especially it's a regular season award. Yeah. And, his team is playing well in the playoffs as well. So I just think SGA should have got a little bit more credit.
Agreed.
But Jokic is the best player in the league.
Yeah, bro, you said that brilliantly. I don't have a problem with him winning the MVP. I don't. I mean, other than I think Shaq and Charles Barkley, who said they did. I think they may be the only two on planet Earth who has a problem with him winning another MVP.
Yeah.
The voting, I'm right with you. And you mentioned SGA, and I'm fine with that. It should have been closer. But I thought Luka. How about Anthony Edwards? I mean, there were other guys who should have also garnered some votes, garnered some attention. We just didn't see it. Yeah. All right, now let's go to NBA players behaving badly. I mean, Glenn Big Baby Davis, former Celtics, sentenced to 3.5 years of prison for NBA healthcare fraud. I actually covered a player in a different sport who did some time for this as well. This stuff's a shame, man. And the thing is that I don't like, Big Baby's kind of laughing and joking about this stuff on social media. He feels very unhinged to me. I hope he gets some help while he's in there because this isn't the worst crime you've ever seen.
Right.
But him making light of it, I don't love that. Something's off there. I mean, you need to just go away and be quiet and go do your time and learn from this and come out a better person, not be on social media poking fun at this. What the hell's up with this guy?
Yeah, it's sad to see because he's loved in the city of Boston. After winning that championship, he was, loved around here. Yeah. Nate Robinson and him had a lot of fun poking at each other, making jokes and everything like that. Yeah. So I would have loved to see him be move on the TV, do personality stuff like that because he has a big personality.
Anything but this. Yeah. Pat Bev's being investigated by police, and now he's been suspended for the fan incident with throwing the ball. Can we just all put a bow on this that Pat Bev is an idiot? Thank you very much and good night.
Yeah, that's all that needs to be said. I don't even need to say anything about this, Travis. Yeah, Pat Bev, just do better, bro.
Yeah, this guy's a moron, bro. All right, well, Ountae, we appreciate you, man. Thank you for all your contributions to this fine program. And I'll leave with this. And, I started the show with this. I'm going to close it with this. Jayson Tatum, bro. I mean, you're causing an identity crisis for your team right now. Your teammates, as good as the Celtics are, they have carried you up into this point, and I've defended you at every stop. And you've helped win games. I'm not taking that away from you. But in terms of scoring, you have got to be more consistent. And in game 2, at the end of that game against the Cavs, they were literally looking to you. You know who else was looking at you sideways? Donovan Mitchell, who was doing his part as a star for his team, carrying the scoring load. Meanwhile, you gave us nothing, bro. I mean, Jayson Tatum, you're in some real deep waters right now of guys looking to you to lead and to take the moments, and you not doing it. Come on, Jayson Tatum. For all of our best content of the day, make sure you follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Travis Thomas, Ountae Campbell, another Hold My Banner until we hold it again. Peace out.